When Lynn and I want a long weekend, we think road trip. And one of our favorites is driving to Big Sur along the coast. The Pacific Coast Highway along this part of California is a great place for a drive, and it can be quite an adventure. The sheer cliffs and unpredictable geology mean that there are many landslides and road closures are frequent. But if you survive the road and explore the areas along the way, you will come away with some great memories. We typically head out on a Friday morning with the Ragged Point Inn as our first night's goal. While there are lots of things to show you between Los Angeles and Ragged Point, they are all close enough to cover in an upcoming series of videos on day trips. Today we will start showing you things just north of Hearst Castle. Here is a stretch of beach that is home to hundreds of seals, and there is an area that provides real good viewing, so you will be able to get some great pictures or video of seals playing in the surf or sunning on the beach. It is very interesting. Leaving here, the road climbs hundreds of feet up the cliffs, and you are just a few miles from Ragged Point and our first night's destination. This is a great little hotel, first-rate food and lodging. It has both a sit-down restaurant and a snack shop, gift shops, gas, and more. All of the rooms have a view of the ocean and are nestled along the edge of the cliff. Some even have fireplaces and balconies. It is the perfect place for an overnight stay. From here on out, the road is very curvy, and there can be a lot of jagged rocks on the road, so take your time. On our last trip, on the way back, there was a landslide that closed the road, and we had to go clear back to Carmel and over the mountains to the 101 in order to get home. It was an extra 200 miles, but such a beautiful trip it was hardly an imposition. At the end of this video, we will show you a nice scenic county road to take in case it ever happens to you. For the next 70 or so miles, the road winds its way along a very rugged coastline. You can't sleep overnight along the road, but there are several state campgrounds to stay, and you can find lodgings in both Gorda and Lucia. Along this road are things to discover, both natural and historic. There are state parks which have a daily fee, and little road turnoffs going down to the water's edge that do not. There is much to see and explore. Remember, though, that once you have paid a fee at any of the state fee areas, it is good for any of the state areas for that day. Speaking of state parks, Julia Pfeiffer Burns State Park is a must-see. Named after a popular pioneering woman in the Big Sur area, it was the location of Waterfall House that was built by Lathrop and Helen Hooper Brown for the views of McWay Falls, one of the most photographed sites in this part of the state, and a major icon for this part of Pacific Coast Highway. At this point, I'm going to stop talking for a few minutes and let you experience some of the sights and sounds of this part of the coast. A few miles before you get into Big Sur proper, you will run across the first of several art galleries. The Coast Gallery is always a stop for us. Made from old redwood water tanks, it has a wide variety of arts and crafts and is a must-see. From here into Big Sur, the road winds past high-end resorts, spas, art galleries, and some very nice private residences. Big Sur is the place where the forest meets the ocean, and the accommodations range from basic camping to high-end resorts. We usually stay at the Big Sur Lodge, and it had always been nice, quiet, and everything we could hope for. So there you have it, a few-minute overview of the Central California coast. A great place for a 3-day road trip and one of our favorites. Before we go, however, I promised to show you a nice scenic county road to take you home just in case you run into a road closed situation as we did on our last trip and have to get out through Carmel. Monterey County Road G16 is a great alternate route. Both scenic and uncongested, it is everything that a country road should be. Some places don't even have a center dividing line. Definitely a road less traveled. So that's it for this chapter of Road Dogs Travels. I'm Hugh saying so long.